I have a great recipe in store for you today, and that is scotched eggs. If you've never made or tried a scotched egg, I suggest you jump on this bandwagon. A scotched egg is normally a soft or hard-boiled egg that is lightly wrapped in sausage, then breaded, and then either deep fried or baked. So essentially you have multi-layers of deliciousness. This scotched egg is going to be a little different. We're going to use ground turkey in place of sausage for our scotch egg. We're going to make it a little leaner. And then, to really develop the flavors, we've marinated our eggs in balsamic vinegar. Let's start by seasoning our ground turkey. We're going to add a few ingredients and really elevate this ground turkey into almost the flavor of sausage. Fresh chopped sage, onion powder, ground mustard, some grated garlic, and of course, some salt and pepper. I'm going to add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil to this, just to add depth of flavor. Then we're simply going to mix it. Once this is mixed, we're going to allow it to rest in the refrigerator for about a half hour. Turkeys need naps too, which will allow the flavors to really develop. Let's talk about our eggs for a second. These were done a day in advance. And what I did is I put my eggs in cold water, I brought them to a boil, and I turned the heat off, I covered them, and I let them sit for 5 minutes. After which I added them to an ice bath to stop the cooking process. Once our eggs were cooled, we peeled them. Let me tell you, my least favorite kitchen job is peeling eggs. And then we put them in a Ziploc bag and just put some balsamic vinegar and salt. What this is going to do is it's going to add another layer of flavor, and you can hold these in your refrigerator for a prolonged period of time as long as they're submerged in the vinegar. Our turkey just woke up from its nap, so we're going to move on to our next step, which is somewhat of a tedious step, but it is pretty easy once you get a flow going. For me, I find the cleanest method is to use multiple layers of plastic wrap, which will allow me to make a thin layer of the sausage mix, or in this case, the ground turkey sausage mix. We have our balsamic eggs. Just gonna give them a little pat dry on some paper towel. Put my egg in the center, fold the ends up. And it doesn't have to be perfect, after all, we are gonna put some breading on this. You can either put them in your refrigerator and allow them to chill for a couple hours, or if time is of the essence, feel free to put them in the freezer for about a half hour. This will make it easier to work with when you're doing the breading process. Very important. In here we're using a basic breading procedure, which is flour, egg wash, and then breadcrumbs. This is straight up flour, eggs, in which I've added buttermilk to, and then our breadcrumbs, which I've added Parmesan cheese, salt, pepper, onion powder, and granulated garlic. Did you hear that? It's our turkey wrapped eggs screaming from the freezer, saying that they're cold and want to come out. We're gonna take them from the freezer, we're gonna give them a nice jacket of breadcrumbs, and then we're really gonna heat them up by putting them in a fryer that's preheated to 350 degrees for about 5 minutes or until golden brown. The final step is near. To finish our scotch egg, we have a yummy sun-dried tomato mayonnaise that we made. A couple tablespoons as the base. We have our beautiful egg. I'm gonna garnish with some crispy fried sage. And that's it, our scotch egg. In this case, we used ground turkey instead of sausage. We marinated our egg in balsamic vinegar, and we added Parmesan cheese to our crust. All right, let's crack this egg. Delicious. And yes, I realize that there were a lot of steps taken to get to the finished product, but it does remind me of what a wise Tim once told me.
Sometimes the journey to building flavor is long, so love and enjoy every step, and your palate will thank you later.
And in this case, it holds true. To see more of our recipes that are perfect for dine-in, but designed for takeout, go to DennisExpress.com/chef.